Hey, welcome to This is Gravel. This week we have Lunar Kanza, we have cruise ships, and we have 24 hours of Cumming Iowa, Iowa bound. Hey, this is Gravel. I am Bobby Thompson, and sitting next to me, as always, is...
What's up? It's Neil. How you doing, buddy?
What's up? It's Neil. Neil, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Had some fun with Lunar Kansa this past weekend.
Lunar Kanza. Tell me about Lunar Kanza.
Had a good time. There was, I don't know, probably, what, 300-400 or so out there, and got to just get out and ride. They had a scavenger hunt.
Nice.
You know, I saw some of the things. Producer Matt and I were pretty close to the front as we kind of kicked off there. And about 3-4 miles out, there was a hula hoop right in the ditch. And I saw it and pointed to it and said, I am not diving off in the ditch to go get the hula hoop and carry that for about the next 46, 47 miles with me.
Was it part of the hunt?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was spray painted fluorescent orange. And so I looked over my shoulder as we were riding away, and some dude just bombs down on his bike, just straight, rode into the ditch. Didn't even try to like get off and walk down. Rode down into the ditch, hopped up over for that hula hoop. And hey, he got himself a set of Maxxis tires, which is awesome.
Really?
Are you
regretting now not going and getting the hula hoop?
I had to put a new Maxxis tire on my bike 2 days before Lunar Kansa because I got a sidewall cut. So. Yeah. So it is what it is. It would have been cool to have them, obviously, but they would have been sitting there on the shelf for a while. So I'm okay with it. Yeah. So Bobby, what have you been up to, man?
I went on a cruise for a week. So there was not a lot of bicycle riding. I did a little bit of rode the cycling bike on the cruise ship. There's nothing more depressing than sitting on a cruise ship on a cycling bike. Seats yay big around, yay big, you know, so it's just like you're sitting on a platform.
Nice.
And everyone else is having fun around the pool and everything. So I did, I got on it for about 30 minutes a day just to keep the legs going. Because coming up this weekend, have 24 hours of coming up in Cumming, Iowa. And I chose to do the 120-mile fun ride this year.
120-mile fun
ride. So yeah, I wanted to at least try to keep the legs fresh going into this week. So cruise was fun. It was our first time on a cruise. So hopefully next time I'll find more bicycles somewhere out there.
Yeah, whenever you get on the land, try to find some bikes there maybe or something.
I tell you what, the traffic was so scary. And we went to Cozumel and Progreso in Mexico, and riding a bike there, I think would be extremely dangerous. So
stick to that nice
I'll stick
exercise
to
bike on the cruise ship.
And I'll let the cruise line bus driver do the bus driving for me. But it was fun. So a lot of riding coming up. You'll see, I think next week there'll be a lot of probably talk about 24 hours of coming, a lot of pictures coming in because there's a lot of people going to 24 hours. So hope to see y'all there. So sounds like though at Lunar Kanza, weather was perfect while I was gone.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful evening for it.
New route this year.
Yeah.
Went out to Cahola Lake, if I remember right. Matt did a little video vlog. Is that cool people calling them vlogs? Is that right?
That's what the cool kids say.
Cool kids say. All right, so we're going to lead into Matt's vlog.
Hey, good afternoon. Guess what today is?
It's light outside, but it's the Lunar Kansa.
Lunar Kansa Day. We're getting ready to head downtown from my house and get started with it.
Well, we're less than half an hour away from sending these folks out into the Flint Hills. It's daylight now, but the intent is that about middle of their ride, the sun will be setting for them and give them some wonderful views and a beautiful night ride home.
What's your favorite thing about Lunar?
Oh, geez. Well, for those that have ridden in the Flint Hills before, most haven't done it at night, and it's a completely different animal. And so just the difference, the contrast of being out there and on a night ride and being out close to midnight, it's a wonderful thing.
So Ben, we're about 16 miles into this ride tonight. What do you think so far?
Oh, hills have just started.
Hills have just started. It's been fast. For a fun ride, it's been a fast rollout, but it's fun. Everybody's hanging out, everybody's chatting.
Yeah, it's just great camaraderie.
Okay, Ben, we just came over the halfway point, had an awesome time at the Sag Stop down there. You know, Mayer Brothers hooking us up, Sean Honey, Joe Reed, all those guys. Just came over Cohola Hill. What do you think right now?
Woo! No, it's good. And it's good to see everyone out here just, you know, struggling up and low.
Yeah, this is absolutely my favorite time of the lunar. The sun's starting to set, and you're starting to see the lights pick up for miles down the road. Ready?
Always.
Okay, Ben, we conquered the Lunar Kansa 2018. What do you think?
Hell of a ride.
A lot of fun out there. We hung out at the halfway point for probably 45 minutes. Kind of let the sun come down. The wind died down a little bit.
Beautiful harvest moon, red color.
Was it a harvest moon or a blood moon?
Up to you.
Fair enough. Well, overall, it was a great ride. Great hanging out with some good friends down here at the block party.
Come next year.
Awesome video. Good to see since I wasn't actually there. You, however, were there.
Yeah.
Different types of people, younger families.
Man, I'd say you see just about everything out there.
Is it more of a local vibe, or did it draw pretty well?
It seemed like it drew pretty well.
Okay.
There are definitely a lot of folks from out of state that had come in for this. You know, you had some, I would say, elite strong riders.
Okay.
Two individuals actually that had won a race earlier in the day over in Burlington. We had the bomb over there.
You're talking about Mr. Corey Smith.
Corey Smith and Kerry Bax.
Who I know does watch the show, so
yeah,
I'm sure he'll be proud to see his name mentioned.
Both Corey and Kerry, who won with Lynn for the women's.
Okay.
Both of them had won. They'd finished. Corey finished, I think, 5 hours 15 minutes or so. Kerry finished in just under 6 hours. They both went and rode 100 miles there, and then came and rode Lunar Kanza that night for fun. And I know Corey was having fun because at one point he was riding back towards me and dived off into the ditch because he saw a box of zebra cakes that he was quite excited about.
There were zebra cakes there?
He thought that it was a prize. He thought that it was possibly one of the treasure hunt things, and so he said he ate them. So there were definitely zebra cakes still in the box.
Fresh and everything?
I don't know how fresh they are. I haven't checked on Corey since Saturday.
Cakes, if they're under 5 years old, they're fresh.
Yeah. So who knows if he's all right? But
that's funny. I'll have to talk to Corey about that.
But yeah, you know, a lot of different folks. Obviously, a lot of beginner riders. Probably folks who this is their first organized event type ride as well.
Yeah, because Americus was like 11 miles out.
Yeah.
Is that right? So you could do a 20-ish mile flat ride. So
go to Americus, stop at Casey's, turn around, come back. But it was fun. It was just a cool atmosphere. People, like I said, of all different levels out there riding. Some folks sprinting from the get-go and going as hard as they could to try to get to the 50-pound backpack that was out at the middle spot. You could get a loft fork if you carried that back, which Ryan Balkenhall threw that on his back and carried it back.
50 pounds. Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. I picked it up and I said, I don't know what you're thinking, buddy, but hey, he got a fork.
So that was the sprint. Okay.
Yeah, so he got out there. I think he said he rode 19.2 mile an hour average.
Yeah.
Out to Cohola so that he could get there. And
then he rode 9 miles an hour back?
Probably, yeah.
Right.
He probably got there about an hour.
I'd like to see him climbing the backside of Cohola Hill with the backpack on.
There's a picture, and he's got one of these grins on his face. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this, but boy, it's pretty rough. So, yeah, it was an awesome event. Really had a good time. Like I said before, this was my first time getting to do it, and definitely, hopefully, my schedule will work out in the years to come to keep doing it.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah.
I think I helped volunteer last year, but I haven't ridden the Lunar Kansa in a couple of years, just schedule-wise. But, yeah, definitely a fun time in Emporia. Different vibe than DK, definitely. But another great Emporia ride. So,
absolutely.
Social media from Lunar Kansa. Has it been coming in, right? Been flooding with it, so I can't wait to see more of that.
Hey, thanks, Bobby and Neil. Here's this week's social media. Donald sent in this photo of an easy Paul Bunyan cyclist gravel route ride. Recovery week, he says, final big push for the next 10 days, then taper down for the day across Minnesota. Thanks, Donald. Mary sent in this photo from Teeter Rock on the full moon ride in Teeterville, Kansas, out in the Greenwood County area. Carrie absolutely dominated on Saturday, starting out with the Bomb 100 over in Burlington, Kansas, and finishing up with the Lunar Kanza 50. Lorenzo sent in this photo in Italy in the Dolomites. Natasha got in 53 miles of gravel at the Bike Brew Q in Great Bend, Kansas. Paul Woodruff got in 85 miles of flat southern Ontario gravel roads. And yes, that is a funnel cloud they dodged on the ride. Greg Field sent in this photo from the Dirty Lemming start in Watertown, Minnesota for 103 miles of flat and fast gravel roads. Todd Matthews knocked out a 60-mile loop up in New Hampshire. And sent in this photo of the Trans-Canada Rail Trail near Caledon, Ontario. Thank you to everybody that submitted social media using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel.
All right, guys, awesome. We appreciate those pictures. Again, make sure you're tagging it all. This is gravel. We like seeing it.
This is gravel, absolutely.
Yeah, and make sure that you're tagging Casual Cyclist, myself, Minister of Gravel, Gravel Guru in it as well. Bobby, you got some fun times coming up this weekend. I really wish I could be there. I'm on kid duty this weekend, but tell us a little bit about 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll close. We'll wrap things up here with a little bit of talk about 24 hours of Cumming. It's progressed, and the reason I like to talk a lot about this event is because it's a different vibe. It has progressed from a small group of people. 4 years ago, there weren't too many of us. This year, I think there'll be. I think he's got maybe, close to 100, 150 people coming in with a different, there's so many different ways you can ride it.
Yeah.
You can do 60 miles flat. You can do 120 miles solo. You can do 240 miles as solo. Or you can team up and do 240 miles as a 2-man relay, do 240 miles as a 4-man relay, 4-person relay. And it's neat because all 4 loops cloverleaf back to the same little building called Cumming Tap, which is a small little bar in the town of Cumming, Iowa. You're talking not even a mile, 2 miles from the southern part of Des Moines, Iowa. So if you want to hotel it, you can hotel it. You're right there. A lot of us prefer to camp it. There's a small little city park, which becomes a tent city. This year, Steve has promised me that we'll have 2 porta potties at Tent City instead of just 1 porta potty at Tent City. But what it has become is the way he does it, you have staggered launch times. So certain groups leave at 8 a.m. and certain groups leave at 11 a.m. So you're guaranteed that people are finishing at all times of the day, evening, throughout the night, and into Sunday morning the next day. So you can be up and be a part of it as much as you want all night long, sitting around the fire pit, having a beer, having a Coke here and there, eating as much as you want here and there. Or, you go back to camp, you take a 4 or 5 hour nap, or you sleep all night long, you get up the next morning, and you come back down, and there's still people finishing. So that's a cool kind of vibe. Last year, I partook of the fire pit area, and, I was there all but a couple hours. And we just sat around, you meet new people, they come up, they pull up a chair. You sit around, you tell stories. The stories get better as the night goes on. The more tired you get, you climbed Everest one day by the end of the storytelling. So, and definitely it's a low key vibe. I mean, yeah, there's there's live bands playing all night long, but by 2 a.m., the loud music dies away and it's just chilling around. So it's a nice vibe. And Steve keeps it low key. Steve keeps a nice vibe. There's competition going on, but everybody's supporting everybody. So, and you never really know what someone's finishing. And, did you just finish the 120? Did you just finish the 240? So everyone's cheering for everybody coming in. So it's a cool vibe. So, yeah, we'll be going there. I'll try to get some words from Steve Cannon this weekend. So get a little feedback from Steve. We'll bring it to this next week. And definitely, I'm sure there'll be lots of pictures coming in.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing about it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So if I'm awake, then I'll be back here next week to host the show. Awesome. So if not, then I'm taking a few extra naps. So
you'll be awake. You'll be fine.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in this week, and we will catch up with you next week.